We're back with week 3 of the Football Coaches Show with Coach Davis, and we'll start with talking about last week, homecoming game with New Hope.
Yeah, it was definitely not the outcome we wanted, but we had some really good things that happened for us. We were first and goal at the 10 two times when it was still 14-0 or 21-0. And if we were able to execute those scores right there, we're in the ball game. Just weren't able to execute. Still kind of in that phase of learning and trying to understand, how we operate as a team. And as we talked about every week, our youth kind of hurts us in those situations because just not been there before, hadn't been in that situation. So, we did, like I said, we did some good things. Obviously, the score I don't think was indicative of how good we played. Not that we played great, but each week I think we've played better. It's going to be a growing process for us because, like I said, we do play so many young kids, and they're all, each week they're seeing something new they've never seen before. So it's going to be that way all year as far as they're, getting acclimated to the game and things like that. But I was proud of our crowd. I appreciated our fan base, and I thought it was a good homecoming for us. The week's festivities were really good. The kids got to participate in those, so that's always good. And, hopefully, like I said, the things that we did well, we can keep building on those, and the things we didn't do well, we learn from and get better at.
All right, so we've got Priceville coming up this week at home. So if you want to talk.
Well, I mean, they're a big and physical team. A lot of big kids. They play really hard. Like I said, they're strong and they're physical, and they have a lot of kids that they rotate in. I think last week we only played like 13 kids total in the game. There was some guys that had well over 115 snaps in the game. So depth is going to be an issue for us again this week, obviously. Being able to take that beating that they're probably going to try to put on us. They're a foot-to-foot, double wing type offense. It just tries to get more guys to the point of attack than what you have. So our guys are going to have to do a good job of playing their assignments defensively, and being fundamentally sound. And offensively, for us, we just, like I said, I think each week we've improved. We just got to get to where we put the ball in the end zone. We've moved it well, but we've got nothing to show for it at the end of it, which is, the ultimate goal. Yards don't count for points, right? So we got to be able to put it in the end zone. If we continue, we've got better play out of a lot of our skill positions. They've continued to improve each week. Our line is still improving as well. So hopefully, like I said, I feel like we have, good schemes on both sides of the ball. We just got to be able to execute them.
All right. Well, I'll ask you about your coaching staff. I think you brought in some coaches with you. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of new faces around the football program, obviously, this year. We were fortunate enough to be able to hire some people in that, when I was hired into the job, they said they'd be, they're going to look hard for me to find coaches. And, Mr. Boland, was able to do that for me. And so we hired offensive coordinators, Steven Jackson, Coach Jackson. He's not actually in the high school. He teaches in the middle school, PE. So that's maybe why he's not seen around as much in the high school building, but he's our office coordinator. He came from Susan Moore. He was head coach there last year. And then Kevin Knight is our defensive coordinator. He's had about 2 or 3 different defensive coordinator stops. So those two guys, Coach Knight teaches, I think, business in the high school in the Yoakum building. We also were able to those are the 2, on staff, new hires that we had. We were also able to bring on a couple of volunteer assistants, but also some staff members that joined. Coach Palmer joined us this year, helping with the middle school with Coach Foster and Coach Pearson, who were back from last year. Coach Rice is back from last year as well. Coach Haas does our kicking. He's been around the program for a while. Coach Sibley, as a volunteer, has been around the program for a while. So, we were able, and then we hired a guy, Coach McCullum, who's helping with the defensive line for us. He's a volunteer as well, doesn't work, not on staff as far as the school goes. So, we were able to get in a good mix of new people that hadn't been around the program, but also keep some guys, around the program that that had been a part of it, that kind of helped us with a little bit of transitioning. But, overall, I'm really appreciative of those guys. They work very hard. You can't do it by yourself, obviously. So they spend their time. They coach our kids hard. They believe in what we're doing, and it's good to have guys on board and like-minded when it comes to those kind of things.
Right. It's always good to have the new guys to bring in the new ideas, but the old guys just to have the same faces and such.
Yeah, that's right. The familiarity that helps with the kids and things like that.
Right.
Sure.
So we got our senior spotlight week 2, Trevor Ball. So.
Yeah, Trevor is, he's solid. He's one of our team captains. He doesn't say a lot, but when he speaks, I think people listen because of that fact. He's probably our most consistent player in our skill positions. That we know he's going to be there. I said, we have that motto: show when you feel like it, show when you don't. He's always there. I don't know if he's ever missed anything, and so that's really a testament to being a team captain and being somebody that everybody can look to and know that. This guy's going to be there, that consistency that we need to have, that we've lacked in our program for a long time. So, he does a great job as far as, like I said, leading our guys, and not as much in words probably, but definitely in actions. He represents the kind of guy that we want for a Patriot football player for sure, and I'm glad to coach him.
Well, that's good. And thank you for coming for week
Thanks
3,
for having
and
me, yeah.
we'll see you next week.
All right, sounds good.